Hello, everyone. Welcome to Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And today we're going to continue our discussion about the NFL draft. As I said, the draft is tomorrow, Thursday, and it's just the first round. And we wanted to continue our draft. Today we're going to be talking about our two favorite teams, the Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals. Where I'll be talking about the Detroit Lions and what I believe they need in the draft. And Jacob will be talking about the Arizona Cardinals and what he believes they need and projecting what he thinks they'll do in the pick. And before we start this analysis, we want to give a quick shout out to the Phoenix Suns. Today they clinched a spot in the playoffs.
They did.
First time in 10 years.
Oof.
So that's really exciting for the Phoenix Suns. I'm excited because we're big the Phoenix Suns fans. We go to a lot of their games. And so congratulations to Phoenix Suns. I think that we're going to do a lot of great things in the playoffs. All right, as tradition, we always start off with a coin flip, and so we're going to let Jacob do it. I think he's on a one episode streak, so let's see if he can continue. Call it.
Tails. Oh,
it's heads.
No, dang
so
it.
I'm going to let Jacob go first.
Okay, so we have the 16th pick in the first round. I think that our biggest needs are corner, receiver, and then a right tackle or right guard, but I think we can do that in the later rounds. So I think the Cardinals should be aggressive here. The 16th pick, we can't really guarantee anything special. Maybe Caleb Farley, but he's had back injuries, 2 major back injuries, and he tore his ACL. So these are signs at the beginning that he is an injury prone.
Why do you always talk about Caleb Farley if you don't like him? Let's talk about the players that you want to see at 16.
It's because Caleb Farley will be at 16, and I fear he will be the only guy because the Arizona Cardinals are really looking at Caleb Farley. And if I know anything about a first-round corner, is that we do not draft a first-round corner that has injuries and this is like totally non-related, but last year the Detroit Lions drafted Jeff Okudah, and I don't want what that happened to be at the Arizona Cardinals and draft a bad corner that doesn't do anything.
That's a little hurtful, but all right, go ahead.
I just wanted this.
So who do you want at 16?
I just wanted to somewhat bring that into the conversation.
Okay.
But at 16, our most ideal pick would either be Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle or maybe J.C. Horn. But I think that Jalen Waddle and J.C. Horn will be gone because the Cowboys and the Eagles really like J.C. Horn, and I heard the Dolphins really like Jalen Waddle. So if all of this happens, I think that Devontae Smith can somewhat fall to 16. But if we really want to be aggressive and get one of these players guaranteed, then we trade up in the draft, which I think we can do.
We can't really trade up because we only have 5 picks.
We have 6.
Yeah, but it goes 2 in the 7th round. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. So we don't even have a 3rd round pick.
Or fourth
round. So there's not much to give up. I think trading down to get draft equity would be smarter.
No.
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't know who would trade with us to get up. So we're currently where we're at. Who you want? Devontae Smith.
Yes.
How about in the 2nd round?
In the 2nd round, I could see Asante Samuel falling to us, or Asante Samuel Jr. Falling to us. He's a good corner. I like him. I don't know why scouts aren't really high on him. I think there's just better corners, but I think he'd be a solid pick, and I think he'd be around there with the 49th pick.
So let's just say, I don't know if any of those players that you mentioned would be there. Why not get a lineman that we can get we can plug? I've said it from the beginning. We need help on the right side. We need help on the right side. If we can get a lineman that's grading very high, but he's slipping because they're only grabbing skill positions or quarterbacks, we're going to get a very high quality offensive lineman at the 16, and then we can draft someone like a receiver or get a corner at the 2nd round pick.
I personally really don't like the right guards. I think that there's better left guards and left tackles in this draft. All the tackles that I like are going early because teams become more desperate. They want to get better. They don't want their quarterback to get hurt. So I think the very dominant lineman will be taken really early. So I don't know if we really want to spend our 1st round pick on a guy that might not be the best or like a solid pick. So I don't know about a lineman in 16th, but maybe in the 2nd round.
Jacob sounds like a new generation. They all want the flash and the sexy pick of the skill positions. But
let's listen to his pick after now.
I'm an old school person. I know the trenches. Games are won in the trenches, and so we need to develop the trench.
Jamar Chase.
So, all right. Well, hey, I agree with you on a lot of the things that the Cardinals need.
Yep.
And so I think the Cardinals need to be aggressive, but I don't want them. I think Caleb Farley would be a mistake because of an injury. That does scare me. If he didn't have those injuries, he would be a top 10 pick.
Yes,
but because his overall athletic ability and his ball skills are quite remarkable, I just don't like the injuries history. And I agree with you. If he's 20 or 21 years old and he has back issues already,
yeah, it's bad.
That's not good. So, all right, let's talk about the Detroit Lions now. For all the Detroit Lion fans out there, and there's a lot of you guys, we love the Lions, we hate the Lions, we cry with them, we rejoice with them. There's a lot of emotions that run deep by being a Detroit Lions fan, and all my family and everyone has seen that full wide spectrum of emotions when the Lions play on Sunday. So, it shouldn't be very long. I mean, the episode is we're only talking about things I think they're going to do in the draft. I could talk about the Lions for hours and hours and hours and the things that they need because they need everything. Mm-hmm. There's only a couple positions I don't think they really need to draft is they don't really need a starting tight end. They don't need a starting center. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. And the running back position is actually okay. So they have the 7th pick. There's a lot of options. You can get a receiver, a stud receiver. You can get a very good offensive lineman, or you can get a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say this is going to shock a lot of people because I don't think a lot of people are saying it. Hey, if we're truly rebuilding, Jared Goff is not our answer to the quarterback position. Go get a quarterback.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, Trey Lance might be available in that position. I think one or both will be available at the number 7 pick. Why not get them? Say, hey, this season it's a wash. We'll blame it on COVID and let's start rebuilding and we'll get one of the players. Justin Fields, I'm high on Justin Fields. I'm very high on Trey Lance. Trey Lance, I watch more and more highlights of him. That guy has got a rocket for an arm and he's fast. He can make every throw. He can make every run. I just don't know if he, like I said, his experience. Give him a year or two. Let him go. Hopefully, he doesn't pick up the bad, traits that Jared Goff has. But I think getting a quarterback in that position is not a bad idea. In the 2nd round, we have the 41st pick. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty decent pick too. So if you want to get a player like a wide receiver, like a Bateman, Rondell Moore, Elijah Moore. You can get also, the second-tier offensive tackles. You can get good quality players in the 2nd round, and I think we would. I think if Bateman's around in the 41 pick, I would take Bateman. Yeah. I think Bateman has the potential to be a wide receiver 1. Rondell Moore and Elijah Moore don't have potential to be the number 1s. They have potential to be a very good slot receiver and a very quality, receiving core complementary piece. I just don't think they'll be a number 1. And so, again, the Lions need a lot. They need wide receiver. They need corners. They need safeties. They need defensive tackles. They need offensive linemen. They need the full spectrum of everything. And I think everyone in Detroit recognizes that. But they just want to see the right step in the right direction. Commit to one way or another. You can't go halfway into, hey, we're rebuilding, or hey, we're really pushing for a playoff spot. If we're truly rebuilding like everyone says we are, and I think we are rebuilding, get a quarterback. Start off with probably the most important position. Get a franchise quarterback. And I think there's legitimate 5 quarterbacks in this draft that can be quarterback 1s and can be what we consider to be quality starters in the NFL. And if we can get one of those and somehow get away with Jared Goff and get away from his contract, then we're starting in the right direction. So again, rebuild mode, quarterback. 2nd round, I would try to get a receiver or maybe a right tackle. The guy from Notre Dame looks like he'll be around too.
That guy will be good. I have a hypothetical question. What if Kyle Pitts falls to 7? Would you take him over a quarterback?
Yes.
Okay.
Simple as that. Kyle Pitts is one of the few people I think, maybe besides Trevor Lawrence, that has the physical tools and the makeup to be potentially a Hall of Fame player. So, to me, I think it's Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts, number 1 and 2 in the big board. And Kyle Pitts, even though we have a pretty good tight end right now,
he's good.
Kyle Pitts, we can line. He would be our wide receiver 1. And so, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with Kyle Pitts that make your offense better. If he falls, which there's no chance, I don't think he will. But if he does, pick Kyle Pitts. Welcome to the Lions, and hopefully you like Detroit. And so that's a simple answer. And so those are the things that I think both, Jacob touched on the Cardinals and I touched on the Lions. we have high hopes. The future is bright, I think, and the NFL draft is what you see. You see promise. You see the future. And even though the Lions are having a rough stretch and the Cardinals missed the playoffs last year, we see the future as being bright. And so let's start with the right picks.
Yep.
I hope the Lions and the Cardinals executives are watching and say, "Hey, John and Jacob have a good game plan, and let's follow that." Because if they do, guess what? I think we're on the right path and we're going to win.
Yes.
And not to toot our own horns, but we're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
And so hopefully they follow this and say, "Hey, those guys know what they're talking about." So again, we're excited about the draft. Hopefully you guys watch it. Round 1 is starting tomorrow.
Yep.
And so it's the start of the future for both teams. And so hope you guys enjoyed our video. Like us, comment, subscribe to our page. Let us know what you think. And we'll be talking more about the draft after the draft is done. So we'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching episode 14 of Your Take, My Take. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
We'll see you guys later.